In this video, I'm going to show you how you can generate viral short form videos like this one
Today we dared to create something new, to give our creation the
or this one.
here I am, surrounded by equipment and clutter, unaware of the monumental discovery ahead.
This one.
In the heart of Atlanta, a young chemist was about to mix something special that would change the world forever.
So if you want to learn how you can generate viral videos like these to post on your YouTube channel and get potentially thousands, if not millions of views, then stick around for the video. And before we start, I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel and leave a like for this video. It really helps the algorithm and it helps other people find this video. So if you find the video helpful, I'd really appreciate that. And with that out of the way, let's get started and see how to build this out. And if you stick around to the end of the video, I will show you a pricing breakdown for how much it actually costs for generating a single video. So don't miss it. So the first thing is to open up ChatGPT, and I have a prompt here. Um, you are a master at short form video content and your videos consistently go viral. I want to generate 100 viral short form video ideas about famous events throughout history. Your output should be something I can copy paste into Google Sheets. Output the spreadsheet as follows: topic and theme. Go for 25 topics per theme within famous events throughout history. Let's go ahead and run this. And here we go. We have 100 viral short form video ideas grouped into 4 themes. So we can go ahead, download this file, upload it into Google Sheets, and start working on it. So this was just an example to show you how you can start, but the demonstration I'm going to do is with a spreadsheet that I'd already made with some videos that I had already generated. So let's go ahead and look at how that sheet looks like. So this is the sheet here. We have the topic, we have the theme, and I've also got some extra columns. I have a status column, a title column, a description column, and a date posted column as well. And we'll see why the status column and the other columns are important later on. So once you have your ideas, your topics, and your themes copy pasted in Google Sheets, just go ahead and change the status of all of those to pending. And we're going to need that because when n8n pulls rows from Google Sheets, we're going to tell it to only filter by rows that are pending. So we don't end up generating the same video twice. Now let's go ahead into n8n and I'll show you how this whole automation works. So the first thing that we have is a schedule trigger. I have set this for a 12-hour interval, which means you generate 2 shorts every single day. Obviously, you can set this to however you want, but I've kept it for 12 hours. Now, the first thing that it does is it goes into Google Sheets and it reads this particular Google Sheet that we had seen earlier. And we filter by the status column and the value is pending. And we only want to return the first matching row because we're only working with a single data point. Now, the next step is that we need to go into Google Drive and create a folder. The folder we are going to call POV Videos Audio, right? So the resources folder, the operation is create, and you will need to have your credentials set up. And the reason we're making this folder is that when we generate the audio files for our video, we need to save them somewhere. So we're going to save them in this folder, and then once the entire workflow is done, we're going to go ahead and delete the folder just to clean everything up. So now that we have our folder created, we want to edit we want to set some fields, and we just want to save the folder ID from this Google Drive node. So the data point you're looking for is JSON.id from the earlier node, and we're going to call it drive folder ID. And we need to edit this field because we need to reference this particular folder once the entire workflow is done, and this just makes it easier to find. Now, the last step before we start the AI processing is that we need to share this folder as well. So same thing, the variable that we saved in the edit fields node, the drive folder ID, and the operation this time is share. The role is writer and the type is anyone. And we need to keep it this way because we need to make changes to the folder and we need to read files from the folder through n8n. And if you don't give it access, it's not going to be, if you don't share it, you're not going to be able to do that. So now that all of that housekeeping is done, the next is an LLM chain. And in the LLM chain, I have a fairly detailed prompt over here. You would need to change some things. So right now I have throughout a major breakthrough in science and technology. Yours would obviously be different depending on the theme that you have. And I've also given it the channel's name as well, so it understands what kind of theme, overall theme that I'm going for. So here's a gist of what the prompt is doing. We want to generate 25-second long videos, and each video contains 5 scenes of 5 seconds each. So every scene is essentially 5 images and 5 audios. And we want to tell this important tag because we want to make sure that the LLM chain outputs exactly 5 images and 5 audio scripts as well. Right. We're also giving it some instructions as to how the images should be. And we also want to give it a few examples of scenes that we would look for. So this is assuming that the discovery that we're looking at is the invention of the printing press. This would be scene one. This is the image prompt, and this is the script. The same thing for scene two, the image prompt and the script, scene three, so on and so forth. And we also want to pass in the theme of the video, and the event is the theme that we had from the Google Sheet, and the event that we want to cover is the topic from the row that we had pulled in. So that's the LLM chain, and we also want to require a specific output format. So you enable this, and once you enable that, you'll be able to add an output parser. Obviously, you'll have to add a model as well. I've just got GPT-4o Mini for this, which is more than enough. And in the output parser, you want to generate some JSON. And this is the sample JSON that ChatGPT's output will be parsed into. So we have a scene, an image prompt, and a voiceover script. Scene, image prompt, voiceover script. These are all just samples, just so n8n understands how the data should be outputted. So now that we have all of this in as well, and by the way, if you want the prompt and you want the structured output parser instructions as well, just drop a comment on the video and I'll be more than happy to share it with you. So what the LLM chain is going to do is it's going to output one object with 5 items in it, which are the 5 scenes. But because this is a single object and we actually want to generate 5 individual images and 5 individual scripts, we need to use the split out node. And what the split out node does is it's going to take one input and split that out into multiple outputs. So it's going to take one input from the LLM chain and it's going to split it out into the 5 outputs of the 5 images, the 5 image prompts, and the 5 audio scripts as well. The next step is to generate the images. So we're going to make a post request to replicate, and the model that we're using is Flux 1.1 Pro. So most of the viral video generation tutorials that I've seen on YouTube don't really talk about the cost of generating the videos. So let's go ahead and break that down. So to generate the images, we will use Flux 1.1, which we can find on Replicate. So we can see that it is 4 cents per image. 4 cents per image, and this tutorial has 5 images per video. So you're looking at 20 cents for all of your images, and we'll be using 11 labs for audio, and for $5 a month you get I believe it's 60,000 characters. So let's go ahead and ask ChatGPT. So according to ChatGPT, a 25-second script is about 300 to 375 characters. So let's, for simplicity's sake, let's go ahead and assume it's 300 characters. See what it comes up with. So we're looking at about 2.5 cents to 3 cents per video. 350 characters per video. That equals 3 cents. And finally, we will be using Creatomate to generate the videos. So let's go ahead and check out Creatomate's pricing and see how that works. And if we're using monthly billing, it's $49 a month for roughly 200 videos. Let's go back to ChatGPT. And this was pretty easy math. I'm not sure why I use ChatGPT for this, but one video costs approximately 25 cents once you subscribe to Creatomate. So let's go back. So we're looking at 49 for 200 videos. Per video is equal to 0.25. So that brings our grand total per video to 48 cents. Now this does not include the cost of n8n, but you could certainly factor that in as well. and it does not include the cost of the OpenAI chat completion as well. But with the current pricing, and if you use 4.0 Mini, it's not even a penny to run these two prompts. So that's why I am not considering it here. So per video, you're looking at about 50 cents. So all things considered, $0.50 for a video of this quality is a pretty good deal if you ask me. So let's go back to let's go back to the workflow. So here is Flux 1.1 Pro, and it's 4 cents per image. And if you go over to HTTP, you'll be able to see uh, the exact uh, the exact data structure that you need to send. So the URL you're working with is this one. This is the data that you have to send in the body, and the authorization is going to be bearer and your API token. So the only thing that we're going to do is we're going to copy all of this as is into n8n, but we are going to change the aspect ratio uh, to match a to match a vertical style video. We also want to change the output format from WebP to JPEG, and we can leave everything else the same. So let me go back into n8n and show you what's going on. So I have the authorization, I have my API key, and here is the body. So we're sending JSON body using JSON, and this is the body that we're sending, which is basically everything copy pasted. Then we have the prompt from the split out node that we created earlier, right? So that is the image prompt, and the aspect ratio is 9:16. Output format is JPEG. Everything else is the same. So what's going to happen now is this node is going to receive 5 inputs from the split out node. So we're going to make 5 requests to replicate, and then we're going to hit a wait node. I've just got a 2-minute wait time. It actually takes less time, but I've just kept it 2 minutes to be on the safe side. And what the wait node does is we are going to wait for the image to completely generate. So sometimes depending on how busy the servers are, it may take less or more time for all of your images to be processed. So once 2 minutes is a pretty safe window. So once 2 minutes are up, we're gonna make another HTTP request. This time, the output that you'll get from this post request over here, which I've forgotten to mention, it's a post request, will have a data field called urls.get, and that's the URL that you're working with. And if you call that URL, you'll get the specific address of that image which has been generated. So all you need to do is do a get request. You have to pass in this parameter, and the same thing with the authorization and the bearer token as well. And once that's done, that's basically it, because this is going to output 5 items, and the 5 items it outputs will have 5 URLs to 5 separate images. So all of our images are now done. Once the images have been generated, the next step is going to be to loop over all of these items. And we need to add a loop here because we need to map the audio files when we save them into Google Drive. Because if we just save them into Google Drive randomly, we won't be able to tell which image is which script segment goes where. So by looping and saving each one individually, we can actually change the file name to have script part 1, script part 2, script part 3, and that just makes everything a lot easier to work with. So we are going to throw it into a loop, and the way the loop node in n8n works is you have a loop node here, and then you have 2 outputs. You have a done output and a loop output. So the loop output is what you're looking for. So from the loop output, we are going to make an HTTP request. This time the request is to 11 labs. So we are hitting the text to speech endpoint, and this here is the voice ID which you can get from 11 labs. No authentication. We are sending the header, the API key manually. The body content is JSON, and we have text and the model ID. And the text is going to refer back to the split out node and the voiceover script. With every loop, n8n is going to pull the next voiceover script, and that's just how the way the loop over items node works. Once this request is done, this request will give a response with an MP3 file. So that MP3 file then has to be saved into Google Drive. So we're going to upload a file The input field name is data because that is the default name of the data file that we get. And we are going to rename the file called audio dash, and this run index variable is the index of the current loop run that we are in. So the first time it will be 0, the second time it'll be 1, the third time it'll be 2, so on and so forth. So every time the loop runs, this index is going to increase by 1. So we'll have 5 separate files, all called audio dash 0, all the way up to audio dash 4. So we know which audio file we have to map where. And the parent folder is going to be the folder that we had created over here. So once the file has been uploaded, we have to connect this back into the loop, because once this is done, it has to loop over all of the items again until all 5 items are done. And once all 5 items are done, we have the done node, and the done node from the loop uh, and the original image HTTP request both go into a merge node. And for the merge node, just make a note of the settings. You want to combine them, and you want to combine by position, and the number of inputs are 2. So what the merge node does is it waits for all of the inputs to arrive and combines all of those inputs and then sends them further down. So what would all of these inputs contain? All of these inputs would contain 5 image URLs from this node and 5 Google Drive URLs from the loop. And both of these would be merged, and we would have an output of 2 items because you have 1 input and input number 2. So then we have to run an aggregate node. And in the aggregate node, we really only need to concern ourselves with 3 fields, and that is the output field. And the output field is the image URL that we get here. The web content link field is from Google Drive, and that's to access the audio file. And we also want to pull in the Drive folder ID from the edit fields node that we had created over here. So now that we have all of this data, the next step is to hit the Creatomate API. Now, Creatomate is a really neat software for generating videos programmatically. So let me go ahead and pull that up and show you. So I've used up all my credits for now. In order to make this, we want to go into templates, and I already have a template over here. So I'm just going to open this template and show you how I have it set up. So in this template, AI generated story, I have 5 scenes: scene 1, scene 2, scene 3, 4, and 5. And each scene contains 1 voiceover, 1 subtitles, and 1 image. So all the settings across all 5 are the same, but let me go ahead and show you how I have set this up. So the voiceover, the provider is a URL because we're sending a Google Drive URL. So make sure this is set to URL. Everything else can be fine, and make sure dynamic is checked as well. The subtitles, make sure you have transcription enabled, and that's really the beauty of Creatomate, where it will automatically transcribe an audio file into proper working captions, which is quite difficult to do otherwise, but Creatomate does all of that for you automatically. You can change the positioning if you need, you can change the themes, you can change the animation if you want. And those are the settings for the subtitles. And finally, you have the image as well. So the image is also dynamic, and the provider is a URL. Now, what you can do to simulate some kind of motion is, for every single image in every scene, go over to animation and add some kind of animation to the image. So let's say for image 1, you add some kind of slide animation. For image 2, you may add some kind of scale animation, so on and so forth. So every scene will have some kind of animation. So instead of just static videos, static images changing one after the other, here you're going to have moving images, which will give the essence of a video. So now, once you have all of your 5 scenes set up, you want to go ahead and click the Use Template button. And once you click Use Template, you want to click API Integration. And here you'll be able to see exactly which URL you need to hit, what your authorization headers and your API keys should be, as well as the body of the request. So let's go back into n8n and see how we have this set up. So we're doing a post request to the URL that we got from Creatomate. No authentication, but we do have authorization, bearer, and the API token. Body content is JSON. And let's go ahead and expand this, and I'll show you how it works. So we have our template ID, which you will get from Creatomate over here. And we have the image one source, voiceover one source. So the image one source is output 0. Voiceover one source is web content link 0. Same thing for image 2, voiceover 2. You'll be able to see these all in the aggregate node over here. Just drag and drop each one until you have all 5 filled out. So once this node is executed, the output from this node is going to contain the URL of the final video. However, there is not going to be any video there yet because Creatomate takes some time to generate the video. So in order to get around that, we have to add a wait node. And the wait node, I've set it for 5 minutes because sometimes Creatomate just takes quite a while to generate the video. Sometimes it's done in 1 or 2 minutes. Sometimes it takes longer. Really depends on the length of the video, the complexity of the subtitles, so on and so forth. But just to be safe, keep the wait time at 5 minutes. So once the 5 minutes are up, we want to go back and read the sheet and catch the same row that we had caught earlier. We want to return the first matching row, the pending one, and this time we want to generate a title and a description for this video. So I'm creating a science video series about the theme and the topic, and that's from the Google Sheets. Generate a viral title and description for this video, add the hashtag shorts at the end of the title, and output as JSON in the following format: title and description, right? The title and description, and these are just some extra instructions that I have. So once we have the title and the description generated, we're going to go ahead and log that in our Google Sheet. This time we want to match on the topic column. And the topic that we're using to match is the same topic field that we got from the Google Sheets earlier that we sent into the OpenAI model. And we want to change the status to generated, and we want to add the title and the description. Now that all of this is complete, the final step, we are now reaching the final steps. So we need to make another HTTP request. This time it's a GET request. And that GET request will be to the URL that the generate videos HTTP request had output for us, which is that we would drag it in here. This time there's no authentication. It's a public link and it's a GET request. And what that's going to do is it's going to download the video into n8n. We can go ahead and upload the file into Google Drive just for safekeeping. Finally, we want to search for a file or folder with the name POV Videos Audio. And once we find that folder, the last step is to delete that folder to clean up the entire workflow. Now, for demonstration purposes, I stop at the Google Drive upload, and then I upload the videos manually. But you can add a YouTube node, and if you have your credentials set up, you can go down, go to upload a video, and fill out all of these fields, and you can run this automation in a way that it automatically uploads your video to YouTube as well. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd really appreciate it if you could give it a like, leave a comment if you have any feedback or any questions. I'll do my best to get back to you, and subscribe to the channel for more AI and automation content.